Hey, you're with Got That Funk, and I'm just doing a video response to my friend Gingergreek, and he threw out there the opportunity for us to do top 10 lists, top 10 movies, top 10 TV shows, songs, foods, whatever. And I think I'm going to do you a top 10 of my favorite TV shows for the simple fact that it's much easier for me to narrow down 10 of those for the simple reason that I don't really like TV very much and don't watch TV very much anymore at all. So most of that, for the reason that I don't watch very much TV anymore, most of these shows are going to be quite a lot older. So in no particular order, Gilligan's Island. Man, that show is so 60s, and I used to watch it as a little boy when it was first on in black and white. And yeah, I had a crush on Marianne and Ginger, at various different points in my childhood. Um, Somehow I never fancied Mrs. Howell. Anyway, but no, I thought all the characters were really funny. The little antics they used to get into were quite funny, and like I say, it was just so 60s, so of its time, and I loved it. Star Trek, the original series, fantastic TV. I used to watch that when it was brand new on television as well. There was a couple of episodes that when I was a kid scared me so bad I couldn't finish my dinner. Um, and I think it's actually a cultural phenomenon, Star Trek now. It is literally impossible to imagine the world without Star Trek. And to go into that a little bit before I go into the rest of my list, when the fourth Star Trek movie came out, The Voyage Home, where they have to go back in time to 1986 or whatever it is, 84, 86, to bring the whales back to the future. Well, they come to San Francisco in 1984, and it's just impossible to imagine San Francisco without Star Trek. I don't know. It's for me personally because I grew up in the Bay Area. I mean, and Star Trek was always on in reruns throughout the 70s on Channel 2 and KTVU. And anyway, yeah, I just Star Trek. It's impossible for me to imagine our modern world without any referencing to Star Trek. I just yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Star Trek. Um, the original series. Other TV shows that I would put in my top 10 list would be MASH. Used to love it. Sanford and Son, which is a story about this guy who has a junkyard and his son, who it's just a comedy show. Sanford used to remind me very much of my grandfather, and his son used to kind of remind me of me. The difference, of course, being that they're black and I'm not. Um, but in general, yeah, it was a really, really funny TV show, and I absolutely loved it. Other TV shows, let's see here. I'm not sure. Did I say MASH already? I love MASH. Now I don't remember if I said it. I don't remember what number I'm on. What number I'm on? I think I'm on 4. Let's just go again. Brady Bunch. Oh, the Brady Bunch. I haven't said the Brady Bunch. Okay, the Brady Bunch. I used to love the Brady Bunch, even when it was in the reruns. Of course, like all TV shows that go past their sell-by date, the last season or so was a bit rough, a bit rank. Um, they had to get this little kid called Oliver because all the Brady kids had grown too big to be cute anymore. And any of the Brady Bunch shows with Oliver in them were appalling. And the Brady Kids cartoons were unforgivable. But the Brady Bunch, the first 4 or 5 seasons, whatever it was great. Um, anyway, so I think that makes 5. What else did I like? Good Times. I used to watch that shit religiously. Um, All in the Family. Again, I used to love that show. Archie Bunker being a racist bigot, and I had people like that in my family. And he was a pretty good archetype for a racist bigot, and somehow managed to still be endearing and lovely. So where are we now? I think that's 7. So moving ahead, let's get to the 80s at least, before we jump off ship. Um, I think Cheers was one of my favorite TV shows, and I liked all the characters, and I thought the episodes were funny. And let's see here. My very favorite TV shows are Star Trek Voyager and Babylon 5. And Voyager I would put in a distant second place to Babylon 5. Babylon 5 I think is the most superior TV show ever made in my lifetime. It tackles huge issues about good versus evil, and it really understands and deals with the complexity of morals and choices and the consequences of those choices, and taking responsibility for the consequences if you take responsibility for the choice. It's all about um, the best in us and the worst in us. None of the characters in the TV show are totally good or totally bad. And when it was actually on TV, certainly for seasons 2, 3, and 4, every single week, it was just torture having to wait an entire week for the next episode. It was absolute torture, um, in a good way, kind of like being tickled with a feather and covered with chocolate. Not that I would know. Anyway, so that's my top 10 list. Ginge, I hope you liked, and I'm sure I might do another top 10 list for you next week because I like this idea. This has Got That Funk. May all your ups and downs be ups. Peace.